Welcome back, everybody. We're dueling with Dalton in Montana. Dalton, are you still with me? Come on in, Dalton. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, Dalton. So now, how many blood pressure meds are you currently on right now?
I am on 3.
3.
4. Well, it's just 4. 3.
Okay.
So I'll take it back.
All right. And how long have you been doing longevity?
I've been longevity since somewhere around 1st of July, I believe.
Okay. And have you eliminated the 10 bad foods from your diet?
Yes.
Okay, so you're wheat, barley, rye, and oats free, right? No gluten, no bread, no bagels,
yes.
No cookies, no crackers. You're away from all that, right?
Yes. Right.
All right, good man. Now, since you've been on the longevity stuff, have you noticed anything positive about your health? Has anything changed, notwithstanding the blood pressure? Anything else? Mood, energy, appetite, sleep? Has anything improved?
Oh, my energy is out of the roof. Both my knees, doctor told me in June I had arthritis real bad, couldn't hardly walk. Those are cleared up. My shoulder, remember I talked to you about a rotator cuff. I was supposed to have been in surgery October the 8th. That's all cleared up. No more pain, nothing in the arm. Oh, it's great things going there.
So a lot of stuff is getting better, but the blood pressure is hanging fire, right?
Yes. I also lost 25 pounds.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Well, let's hope you don't find that again. And I know. I tell you what, if you stick on our program, you won't, because the only reason that people gain weight is, right, they eat too many calories. The only reason we eat too many calories is because we're nutritionally starved. So,
well, you ain't got to worry about me leaving there. I'm sticking and staying.
Yeah, I get it, man. All right, so I think, Dalton, that there's something going on here with the interaction of the blood pressure meds. I think it's the blood pressure medicines that are working kind of against us here. So now that's a possibility. You know, I don't have a freaking crystal ball, right? But, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire. Another possibility is that you just haven't given the nutritional program time enough to work. It just needs more time because you can't force the fruit, right?
Right.
Right. So have you been keeping track of your blood pressure on a regular basis? Have you been writing the numbers down at all?
Yes, I got those in the book, yes.
And has there been a positive trend in lower numbers since you've taken the longevity, or has nothing really budged with the blood pressure?
No, I have to say, it dropped one day, it dropped down to 122/71.
Oh, yeah.
And it's been, we got down low. And then after then, it just started bobbling because it was bobbling in June. And it's my potassium is, every time I go, my potassium is stripped out. And then I got a little edema in my leg. But I had that in June, too, before I got on longevity.
Oh, all right. Well, I can tell you what's going on there. The edema in the legs is caused by not enough protein in your blood. So you need to eat more protein. And are you using salt, I hope? Are you putting salt in your diet?
Yes, I started that when I first got on longevity because I heard you talking about it.
All right, good man. So good. So here's the deal. From now on, for the next 4 weeks, every time you eat something, like a plate of food, I want at least 50% of what you're eating to be protein, right? So that's fish, chicken, meat, shellfish, rice and beans together in the same meal, nuts, eggs. Just have protein. And as you increase your consumption of protein, the swelling in the legs should go away and just disappear.
Okay.
All right. Now, I don't think this is a kidney issue. There's a classification of food that I want you to look up. So you're going to have to write this down and do a little homework. There's a biochemical in many common foods called a phytate. You spell that P-H-Y, T like Thomas, A, T like Thomas, E. So I want you to do a Google search for phytates. And I want you to familiarize yourself with the foods that contain phytates. All right? Nuts contain phytates. Spinach contains phytates. Rice contains phytates. Beans contain phytates. A lot of foods contain phytates. And there's no problem with phytates in and of themselves, but one of the things that phytates do is they bind to minerals and disallow the mineral from getting into your bloodstream. So if you throw down some longevity minerals, either in the tangy tangerine or in the white liquid calcium, on top of a spinach salad or food that has phytates in it, then your body is not going to be able to absorb the minerals efficiently. And it could be as simple as that, right?
Okay.
Coffee is loaded with phytates. Now, so you need to familiarize yourself with foods that have phytates in them. And just make sure that you're not eating or drinking phytate-containing foods within an hour of taking a mineral supplement. And the Beyond Tangy Tangerine is a mineral supplement. The selenium is a mineral supplement. The Sweeties is a mineral supplement. The white liquid calcium is a mineral supplement, right? So that might be the problem, Dalton. That might be the problem, that you're inadvertently eating phytate-rich foods while you're taking the calcium or the other minerals, and it's disallowing them from getting into the bloodstream, and so your numbers are bobbling around. And I got to tell you, the presence of these meds isn't helping much either, right? So my recommendation to you would be, after you've sorted the phytate thing out, and you're good with that, and you're consistently taking the longevity supplements, pick one blood pressure medication. Go to a pharmacist. Don't go to a doctor. Go to a pharmacist and say, look, I'm taking this blood pressure med. I'd like to wean myself off of it. How do I do that? Now, some of the meds you can stop cold turkey. Some you need to, wean off of over the course of a week. Some you need to wean off of over the course of a month. But the pharmacist will tell you exactly how to do that. So one blood pressure medication at a time, wean off of this stuff 1 month at a time. And see how you do. That's the only way that you're going to know. I bet that when you're down to one blood pressure med and you've got more time under the belt here with the nutritional supplementation, that the blood pressure is just going to get better and better and better. And it's a smart thing to do when the blood pressure spikes high like that, to, go to somebody, because it's called the silent killer for a reason, and this is what conventional medicine is good for most of the time, right? So I would keep leaning on the emergency room. Heaven forbid that, your blood pressure spikes again, but if it does spike again, or maybe in retrospect, you can look back to what you were doing the day that it spiked, right? And you want to look to see, was I exercising more? Was I out in the sun and sweating a lot? I mean, what was I doing that was different on that day? Maybe you were drinking a boatload of coffee that day. I don't know. Maybe you had a great big
coffee.
Yeah. So you might want to switch from coffee to green tea.
Okay.
If you switch it up from coffee to green tea, that would be beneficial, I believe, for you. It could be as simple as that, Dalton.
Okay.
And really, I would like to see you be eventually on just one prescription medication for blood pressure and then on no prescription medications for blood pressure. I believe that the presence of these three drugs is messing up the activity of the nutritional supplements. And the sooner you wean yourself off of that crap, the better. But, you have to go into it heads up like you've been doing. So that's it, man. Just dial in the phytate thing, maintain the discipline, and, once you've got the phytate thing down, which shouldn't take you very long, go to a pharmacist and pick a med and tell them you want to come off of it, and then come off of it and keep taking your blood pressures on a regular basis and call me up with an update.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Glidden.
All right, it's always a pleasure, Dalton. Listen, the body heals itself one day at a time, one step at a time, in its own time. And given the fact that all of the other stuff has improved, it's only a matter of time until the blood pressure comes around. And because you've had the blood pressure for the longest of all the things that you've had, it's going to take the blood pressure the longest to go away. But, patience is a virtue here, 1 week at a time. Thanks for your trust, buddy. Stay in touch. Well, listen, folks, this is it, right? This Dalton's case completely underlines the simple fact that medical nutrition, when it's applied appropriately, is curative and healing in its efficacy, in its results, in its actions on the human body. And the body heals itself in its own time. It's just like there's nothing that you can do to force a seed to grow faster, right? You can help a seed to grow healthier, and you can help a plant to grow stronger, and you can make one tomato plant 10 times the size of another tomato plant if you give it the right fertilizer and the right amount of sunlight, and the right amount of humidity, and the right amount of water, and the right amount of minerals. But you can't speed up the time frame inside of which it grows. You can't speed up the time frame inside of which a little bud turns into a flower, turns into a fruit, and then ripens and falls off the vine. That all has to happen in its own time. As long as we are experiencing positive benefits somewhere which are noticeable and measurable, like Dalton did with his joint pain, I mean, that's quite remarkable, right? Oh, don't need shoulder surgery, son of a gun. Oh, what's this? My knee pain's completely gone, son of a gun. These are good things. And, the game is afoot. Once we get results, we just ride the horse, ride the horse, ride the horse. Tweak it a little bit and see how far we go. Often we go all the way. I am Dr. Peter Glidden. This is Fire Your MD Now. We're going back to my old stomping ground, Massachusetts, when we come back. Stick around. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden here, steadfast advocate for health. Bringing it to you live once again, Friday, October 25th, 2013. Let's go talk to Gerald in Massachusetts. Let's go Red Sox. Hey, Gerald, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hey, Dr. Glidden, how we doing? Just want to tell everybody listening that they're getting the most comprehensive education in physiology and human understanding. So I appreciate what you're doing. I got in touch with you about 3 months ago for a cavernous hemangioma. You might remember because it is kind of a rare thing for an adult to come down with.
Yeah, I do remember that. What did I tell you to do and what happened?
Get on the selenium, get on the glucose gel, get on the Healthy Start. Work on the diet, get the water intake from a cleaner place, get rid of the bisphenol. We were talking about methylbromide, bisphenol, and all this.
Yeah.
Now, I went into a peer review with 5 doctors up in Boston. You're familiar with this area. They have a vascular anomaly unit up at Children's Hospital. And to be honest, it was quite embarrassing. I had 5 doctors come in. Only one would even speak to me or communicate to me, as an adult, and not kind of talk down like, as far as not knowing anything about nutrition. So I sat down with them. None of them could tell me exactly what I had. They said it wasn't a misdiagnosis. It wasn't a cavernous hemangioma. It was a lymphatic or vascular anomaly. And basically, for me, as far as what they found, they said you've come to the most comprehensive research facility on this in the world. And they kept raving about how great their studies are over there. You're in good hands. You're in good hands. But yet they could offer me not one lick of information as far as what's causing it or what's going on. Now, I just wanted to analyze this with you briefly and then, get your suggestions. As far as I see it, there's only 3 possible options here. We know it's not a virus. It's a cellular issue with my cells. So I see it as only three things that could be going on. 1, I'm recruiting new stem cells, adding to this benign tumor. 2, I'm infecting the cells next to it. The ones that are already infected are infecting the ones next to. Or 3, the cells are copying or replicating the cells already damaged. Possible that the mitochondria is communicating with the body correctly, and I'm making damaged copies of the cells themselves.
Well, all of these things are possible but improbable, and so I guess this begs the question, Gerald, how do you feel, and how did you know that this was a thing to begin with? I mean, because I forget, how did this all start? And I mean, does this have do you experience daily symptoms from this, vascular anomaly, or what's up with that?
Well, we did the MRI. It is just on the skin, on the shoulder. Since the last time I talked to you, the infection area has doubled. Basically, all I'm receiving is not in it's not in the muscle or the bone. It's just right on the skin. It's not life-threatening. It is spreading. It is, beastly. But what I'm experiencing is just inflammation. Just to let you know what I'm on. I'm on One World Whey. I do 30 grams 2-3 times a day in servings. I'm on the selenium. I'm on the glucose gel. I'm on the Healthy Start Pack. Hydrating. I'm also on monoatomics. If you're familiar with it, the gold, iridium, platinum, all my trace minerals. I'm starting to introduce a chlorine dioxide therapy. I'm trying to oxidate, give my body a boost. It's a very low oxidizer. I don't know if you're familiar with that at all.
I am. That's an interesting idea, isn't it?
So basically, I'm trying to also raise the electrolysis in my blood so I can get my body to communicate cellularly, so I can try to promote apoptosis and cell suicide. Of course, you know that unhealthy cells will kill themselves off when they can communicate with the body and know that they are damaged.
So what does this look like, and what does it feel like, or is it sensation free?
I still have nerve feeling. It's awful inflamed. There are pockets of blood pooling, and it's raising above the skin. It looks, it looks pretty hideous. It looks like a really bad
is it pink,
tumor.
purple? Is it pink, purple, blue, green, polka dots? What's it look like?
It's mostly pink and red. It's not really oozing any particular matter or goo, like as if it was infected. It's really just kind of growing skin and pooling blood. If I take a hot shower, if I'm hot steam and the skin gets loose, will pop and just continually bleed.
Okay. Well, I have an interesting experiment that I'd like you to do for 7 days. So stick with me through the end of this break, and I'll dial it in for you. And in the meanwhile, hey, let's not overlook the obvious. Let's go Red Sox. Stick around, Gerald. I'll be right back. Dr. Peter Glidden here, talking to Gerald from Massachusetts about his frustrating relationship with the best MDs in the world. He's got a rare, peculiar vascular disorder on his skin that was, number one, misdiagnosed, and then he was told by the people that the powers that be that he should go and avail himself of the best medical minds in the world for vascular disorders, which he did. And he sat in the room with 4 snobby MDs, only one of which would actually talk to him like a human being. And basically they told him that they had nothing for him whatsoever. Now, doesn't that just make you feel warm and fuzzy? Welcome back, Gerald. Are you still with me?
Still here.
All right. So I have an idea. One of the reasons that vascular tissue breaks down is because of a lack of copper. When your body runs out of copper for whatever reason, and it might be a game at foot because of the nature of this disorder, which accelerates copper loss somehow in the body. I'm just grasping at straws. When the body loses copper, one of the things that happens is it loses its ability to create the molecule elastin, which keeps tissue elastic. So when elastin is lost in blood vessels, the wall of the blood vessel becomes fragile, not elastic anymore. It's almost exactly the same as a rubber band that's all dried out. When you go to stretch it, it just snaps in two. So when a blood vessel loses elastin because of a copper deficiency, when blood is pumped into the blood vessel, the pressure of the blood will burst the vessel because its walls are no longer able to be elastic. This could be a simple copper deficiency. It could be. Another thing. You
mentioned this to me last time as well, and I forgot to mention I'm on so many vitamins a day. I do take monoatomic copper and colloidal silver, colloidal copper quite regularly for the past 3 or 4 months. So
yeah, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to do
Mm-hmm.
we're going to do a little end around here, okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, another thing is that apoptosis, which is pre-programmed death of bad cells in the body, which is a naturally inherent feature of the human body. Apoptosis, the destruction of old funky cells or just damaged and bad cells, is promoted by fucoidan, Fucoidan, which is an extract of a sea vegetable. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to get 1 bottle of Fucoid Z, Fucoid-Z, like zebra from Longevity. Just 1 bottle of the Fucoid Z. And you have Longevity's Ultimate Selenium?
Yes, I'm on a high dose of selenium in my Healthy Start Pack, as well as the selenium bottles themselves.
All right, and the selenium that you got was from Longevity, right?
Correct.
All right, great. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to get 1 capsule of selenium and 1 capsule of Fucoid Z. They're little gel caps, and you can pull them apart. I want you to pull them apart. I want you to dump the powder out into like a contact lens, container case, right? Something small, a little small dish. 1 capsule of Fucoid Z and 1 capsule of selenium. Empty the contents into a little dish and mix them together with a toothpick, all right? Mix the powders of these 2 things together. Then get some colloidal silver. And I don't care whose colloidal silver you get. I don't care if it's Longevity's or yours. It doesn't matter. Or you could even use the colloidal gold or the colloidal platinum or whatever it is that you're using. You could even use the mix of all 3. And put a couple of drops of the colloidal mineral onto the powder and stir it up with a Q-tip until you make a paste out of it. And then I want you to apply the paste liberally to the leading edge of the skin lesion, to the leading edge of the skin lesion. Just 1 small piece of the skin lesion, right? Figure out where you want to put it and put it on there. And I want you to do that 3 times a day or twice a day and once before bed. And when you put it on it, put some type of a bandage over it so that your clothing doesn't rub it off and it doesn't get everywhere all over your clothing and mess everything up, all right? So put this little paste directly topically on top of the vascular lesion, on a little part of it, and then put a Band-Aid on it, and just repeat that 3 times a day for 21 days. 3 times a day for 21 days topically, while you continue to do everything else, and look to see if it promotes any type of noticeable visual change. Because we're going right for the heart of the matter here, right? We're going right to the source instead of taking the stuff internally and waiting for your circulatory system to deliver it, which is not a bad idea, which is what we do for most things. Because of the topical nature of this, we can also go directly at it with a full frontal assault. And the topical application of the fucoidan and the selenium copper powder, because there's copper in the selenium powder, plus the colloidal minerals, I think is a very smart idea. And, like the MDs said, they're clueless about what this is, so we can't go to them for any more help. We might as well start thinking on our own like you're already doing. So
surgery is very complicated because they said it's activating itself down my arm. So even if they cut it out, its activation could have went 6 inches or another foot down my skin. Do you know what I mean? So they don't know when it's going to stop. Another thing is I did the selenium treatment topically with no results. I'm definitely going to try this new plan you have going here to promote the apoptosis. Now, what do you feel about the DMSO? Trying to get it to carry a little bit deeper into the tissue.
It's not a bad idea, but I don't think you need to do that because of the location of the lesion, right?
Right.
I don't think that's necessary for this. DMSO would be if it was like a pilonidal cyst or something like that, it might not be a bad idea, but I think it's unnecessary. You could do a little experiment. You could put the DMSO on one part of the lesion and the fucoidan powder and then just put the fucoidin powder on another part of the lesion without the DMSO and see which one works better, right?
And just to end this all off, appreciate all your help. What you're doing here is just unbelievable. You're living out my dream, so, I'm doing my part over here, waking people up and helping people.
Well, now we're all in this together, Gerald, and, we need to hang together, and I appreciate all of the positive strokes and the feedback. And there's one more bit of counsel that I can give you here. Homeopathy, historically, is very good for helping people to recover from strange, rare, and peculiar illnesses. Homeopathy is very good for helping people recover from strange, rare, and peculiar illnesses. So you may want to secure the services of a classical homeopath. And if you do that, you want to try to find somebody who is not an MD, who has more than 20 years of clinical experience. That may be a nice little adjunctive treatment here if the little fucoidin experiment fails. That's the only thing additionally that I could find. There used to be a guy in Northampton, Massachusetts. He has retired. He was the guy that got me into naturopathic medicine. He gave me a miracle cure with a homeopathic medicine.
Oh, interesting.
When I was doing pre-med at the University of Massachusetts, and that's why I became a naturopath, because I had a miracle cure with homeopathy. I mean, no kidding. It was unbelievably awesome, and it happened in about 60 seconds. It was one of the most remarkable health things I've ever witnessed in my own body, and it was all because of homeopathy. And homeopathy hangs its hat on the treatment of strange, rare, and peculiar illnesses. That's what it does. So you may be able to find a homeopath in your neck of the woods who's able to give you a little bit of assistance here. But notwithstanding that, I think the fucoidin is a nice little thing to do here topically to see if we can't promote apoptosis, and keep your fingers crossed.
Excellent. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the help, and look forward to checking in with you next time, let you know how it goes.
All right. Yeah, every couple of weeks I'm all in. Just call me at your convenience. Thanks, Gerald, and keep up the good work. From Massachusetts to Connecticut, hey, I guess it's New England Day here at Fire Your MD. We're going to talk to Juanita. Hello, Juanita. How are you doing?
Hello, Dr. Glidden. How are you?
Very, very good. Que paso?
Okay, you know what? I had called you before because I had some hip surgery, and you gave me these things to take. You told me to take 2 packs of multi-bone pack. Hello?
Yeah, that sounds like something I would tell you to do, Juanita. What happened?
Yeah, you told me, but see, you told me 2 healthy multi-bone packs, 4 bottles of selenium, 2 plant-based mineral, and you were getting ready to say something else, but we got cut off the phone.
And when was this?
What was this, October? Yeah, around the middle of October, the 1st of October.
Oh, all right. How much do you weigh?
I weigh 170.
Okay, so let me do a little quick math here. So 170 pounds, so we divide 170 by 10, and that gives us 17. So you need 17 glucogel capsules a day.
17 what?
Glucogel capsules a day. Hold on, let me do the math.
Glucogel.
So you need 510 a month. So here's what I want you to do. So that's all that you need. You just need 2 healthy bone and joint packs, 4 bottles of selenium, and 2 bottles of the plant minerals. That's it.
Wondering because I didn't want to do this, but I have tried to take that the gluten-free.
Yeah, and you have to eliminate the 10 bad foods. That's right. You have to stop eating that crap. Because unless you stop eating that stuff, I don't care how many vitamins you're going to take, it's not going to work as effectively as it could otherwise.
I just started it last week.
All right, great, really good. Now, now remember, Juanita, this is a holistic program for you. It's not specifically for your bones and joints. It's for you, right? So,
it's for me.
As you go down the road with the diet and the nutritional supplements, you want to look to see, in addition to, your bones and joints that are hurting, Well, what happens to everything else, man? How's my mood? How's my energy? How's my sleep? How's my appetite? How's my weight? How's my bowel movements? How's my urination? How's everything? Because this is a comprehensive, holistic treatment, and we want to look to see in the first 4 weeks something brightening up. Might not be the arthritic problem. It might be something else. It might be the arthritic problem. I don't know. But just be mindful of everything in your body to gauge the effectiveness of this treatment. Because once we stop eating crap and give the body the right stuff, remarkable things will start to happen. And, most people tell me, son of a gun, doc, since I've been on this stuff, I'm sleeping through the night now, and I wake up in the morning and I've got energy, and, I lost 10 pounds without even trying, whatever. So we need to judge, we need to lean on results here, Juanita. Results. So become mindful of how this affects not just your hips and your bones and your joints, but your whole body.
Okay, will this affect me taking my blood pressure medicine?
It should make the blood pressure come down, so you want to be Johnny on the spot, measuring your blood pressure every day. Because
blood pressure pills.
Yeah, well, listen, so get a blood pressure cuff, keep taking the blood pressure pills, take this stuff, and as your blood pressure starts to come down, go to a pharmacist and have him withdraw you from the meds, because it is entirely possible you can have normal blood pressure without the blood pressure meds. Go get them, Juanita. You're the best.
Okay, Dr. Wood, you're the best, too.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for that March of Dimes commercial. I have no say in what commercials run during my show, but my recommendations do not support the March of Dimes. There, I said it out loud. We're going to finish it out today with Rachel from California. Hey, Rachel, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hey, Dr. Glidden. Hey, thanks for taking my call. I appreciate it. I'm calling in today because I had some dental amalgams removed in late July, and one of the fillings was so deep that it caused nerve damage in one of my molars, and I'm trying to avoid a root canal therapy on that tooth. I've had root canals in the past, and they just don't work for me. So I'm calling in to find out what I can take to help my damaged nerve heal.
Well, in addition to this, we also need to, not separate the horse from the cart here, because additionally we need to give bone support to the teeth, because, everything's connected there. And so we need to mineralize the teeth, mineralize the jaw, give support to the gums and also the nerves. So what's your current body weight, Rachel?
140.
Okay. Do you have any other health complaints? Bad menstrual cramps, high blood pressure, fibromyalgia? I mean, anything else, heartburn, anything else bother you on a regular basis?
The only thing that I've always had problems with cavities in my teeth.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That would be my health concern.
Yeah. And how old are you, Rachel?
I'm 30.
And do you have any children?
No.
Okay. And what are your menstrual cramps like? Are they bearable? Are they unbearable? Are they somewhere in the middle? Or what are they like?
I don't get them. I think I'm pretty lucky in that regard.
Well, yeah, that's really lucky. Yeah, all right, very good. And what about sleep at night? Is it easy or hard for you to fall asleep at night in bed?
It's been more difficult lately because I clenched my jaw.
Yeah.
So I have a mouth guard, and with the tooth being inflamed, it's harder for me to fall asleep, but normally I fall right asleep.
Okay, well, one of the reasons that people clench their jaw is because their body is deficient in calcium and magnesium. Another reason that your teeth go bad is because you're deficient in calcium and magnesium. It's got very little to do with the amount of sugar that's in your diet, contrary to what the dentist will tell you. So, all right, so I have a solution for you. My recommendation, get one healthy start pack, one bottle of Beyond Osteo FX, and one bottle of plant-derived minerals. One bottle of plant-derived minerals, 1 bottle of Beyond OsteoFX, and 1 Healthy Start Pack. Now, you want to take all of that stuff internally, but the plant-derived minerals and the Beyond OsteoFX, I want you to do 1 ounce of those in the morning, and I want you to mix the plant minerals with the Beyond OsteoFX together, and you can put it into a little water if you want to. You're going to put it into your mouth, and you're going to swish it around inside your mouth. Get it up and in around the teeth and the gums. Just close your mouth and swish it around in there for about a minute, and then swallow it down. And then follow it with a glass of water. Swish the glass of water, a little bit of water, a mouthful of water. Swish it around so you get the residue off of the teeth and gums, and then you swallow that down. And I want you to do that twice a day. 1 ounce of the white liquid calcium and 1 ounce of the plant minerals mixed together. Swish them around in your mouth for about a minute, and then swallow them down. And do the rest of the nutritional supplements as is indicated. Who told you about this radio show, Rachel?
I called into your show before. I've been taking the Healthy Start Pack since April. My husband found your show through Alex Jones.
Okay, great. So we're out of time here, kiddo, and I apologize for that. It's out of my control. So get a bottle of the plant minerals and 1 extra bottle of the Beyond OsteoFX. Mix those together and swish it around in your mouth before you swallow it. And please take a ride on the gluten-free train, because you need to be gluten-free in order to maximize the absorption of these minerals into your body. Do that for me. Give me a call back in about 3 weeks with a report. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks a lot. It's been a great week. God willing, I'll be back in the saddle on Monday. Have a fantastic weekend. Let's go, Red Sox.